producer tonight. So, man, we're finally on air. Unbelievable here at 8:34. So we lost 4 minutes on Google. Hello, everyone in my Google Plus audience. Glad to be here tonight. Kiler Davenport in the Great Northwest, somewhere in the Great Northwest. Sorry, I thought I was with you guys. I just now found out I wasn't with you guys. I'm with my Blog Talk audience, which is fantastic. So we're now live on both platforms. Our equipment is up and running, working just fine. I do see my live signal there. And we are talking about Ebola. Now, the flu, Ebola, the flu is deadly, folks. The flu is deadly, okay? And it kills more people every year. I'm not even going to give you a number, but it's unbelievable. It's staggering. The number is staggering. Um, Ebola doesn't even scratch the surface. Ebola is not even a pimple. But I do know in Sierra Leone that they're carrying out 150 bodies a day. And that is not something I saw on some crazy post on Snoops. That is directly from my producer in Africa. So that's a lot of bodies, folks. 150 bodies a day. That's a lot of folks dying from something. Do we know what they're dying from? No, I don't. You don't. We don't. They're dying of something. Was it injected purposely by the government? Was it put there by the Bill Gates Foundation? Is it some mass crazy brain fart of the New World Order, the globalists, the cabal? Who knows? We do not know. We simply do not know. But these things are interesting to talk about for all of us who believe in conspiracy theories. And I'm a tinfoil hat guy myself in many, many ways. But it seems that everything that I have predicted and every story that we have worked on has somehow come to fruition, has come to fact over the last 15 to 20 years. Everything that people call me insane for and that I needed to go take my meds and needed to go see a psychiatrist for is now mainstream news. So, you know, what can I say? What can I say? It's a weird and wacky world, and I wanted to talk about that tonight. Compartmentalization. I wanted to talk about compartmentalization. We're also compartmentalized. We're also divided up into our own little zones, if you will, our own little holograms, our own little paradigms, our own little creations, our own little comfort zones. And we cross paths or timelines come together and we get all excited and we talk to each other about this, that, and the other, and bang, 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 and then boom, it's gone. We go back home. We go to the bar. We sing karaoke. We get drunk. We go back to work Monday morning. It's you know my point. My point, if I'm even trying to make a point here, is that we all live in our own little world. I was going to say we all live in a yellow submarine, but we do live in a yellow submarine. We all live in our own little fantasy world. Um, and as I was writing today, I was talking about right and wrong. The issue of right and wrong has been a big, big issue for a long time. Is there any such thing as right and wrong? Is right just subjective? Is wrong just subjective based on your perception and your information and your capabilities and your abilities and your brain capacity? Or is there really something such as right and wrong, good or bad, or good and evil, if you will? And then we get into the metaphysics of it all. Is there a God? Is there demons? Are there angels? I don't know. I simply do not know. And I don't think you do either. I don't think anybody knows exactly what's going on here. I don't think anybody has a clue as to what's going on here. We can make stuff up all day long. We can fantasize all day long. We can talk about this, that, and the other all day long. But at the end of the day, we just do not know what the hell is going on here. Period. And I think when we come to that conclusion, as I was talking to some of my Democratic friends who said, oh, the Democrats are going to win and they're going to keep the House and the Senate and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to be doing great. We got to get rid of those damn Republicans. Folks, it's all a game. It's all a game. Listen to me. It's all a game. For your pleasure, for your entertainment only, Elections and debates are for kids. Elections and debates are for fools. We have a one party system, it's a globalist system. Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, Bilderberg, Rothschilds, all the way down, the Vatican, the World Bank, the big pharma. We talk about chemtrails and HARPA and DARP. We're talking about the globalists, the economic fiat currency crash. All of these things are real, folks. All of these things are real. And for those of you who are going around getting excited about the upcoming elections and getting excited about the debates, go have your head checked. Take your head out of your ass. Go have your head checked. It ain't going to work. Nothing is going to change. Nothing, absolutely nothing is going to change via politics. Period. Period. So, well, you say, Kyler, when is it going to change? How is it going to change? What do we need to do to make some sense out of this madness, this insanity? Well, that's a $64 question. What we need to do, we should have done a whole long time ago, And what we need to do, we're probably not going to do because it requires a hell of a lot of sacrifice, and it requires a hell of a lot of passion, a hell of a lot of education, wisdom, experience, and knowledge, and discernment, and intuitiveness that most of you just do not have 2 cents worth of. So therefore, it's probably not going to change. Probably nothing is going to change in the way that one might fantasize about. Now, things change every second, every nanosecond, things are changing. Okay. But are they going to change commensurate with what we talk about on Facebook? Is GMOs going to go away? Hell no. What about chemtrails, weather modification, and such? Hell no, it's not going to go away. You can protest till the cows come home and hell freezes over and the devil grows wings. And I promise you, none of these things are going to go away until we have some kind of a major, bloody, nasty, dirty, rotten, filthy revolution. And that's not going to happen either because you folks out there, the majority of you, are whipped. You're completely whipped. You're enslaved by your own ideologies. You're enslaved by your own stupidity and foolishness and greed and selfishness and addictions. So, therefore, you're going to do the same old thing in the same old way, and you're going to get the same old stupid results every single time. Okay. So, that's the name of the game right there. Are we willing to push that limit? Are we willing to get out of the comfort zone and do something different? Now, just because we get out of the comfort zone and do something different doesn't mean that things are going to change for the better. It might make our own life better. We might stop drinking. We might stop overdosing on drugs. We might stop taking too many pharmaceuticals. We might stop buying prostitutes. We might stop gambling. There's a whole lot of things that we can stop. But is that going to make the world better? Is that going to make the new world better? No, probably not, because it's not going to happen on a large enough scale to make a difference. So therefore, we need to think of another solution here. And my answer is that there's probably not going to be anything happening in the near future without this revolution. We're fighting this handgun thing. We've got the pro-gun people and the anti-gun people, the pro-abortion people and the anti-abortion people, and the we've got the religious right going on. We've got this deal with ISIS going on. We've got this deal with Christians. What are they doing? What are the Christians doing? What are the Buddhists doing? I don't know what the hell is anybody doing? What are the Muslims doing? We got a bunch of bad apples in these groups, and all these groups. You name a group, and we've got some bad apples in that group. So everybody's pointing the finger at everybody else. And then we've got the conspiracy theorists who swear up and down that the government here in the United States is funding every bad thing in the world that could possibly happen, and every dead person that lays on the street is killed by the Central Intelligence Agency and the National Security Agency and so forth and so on, the DOD and the DOJ and Interpol and on and on and on, FBI, Special Ops Group, Black Ops Group. It goes on and on and on. And then we've got the whistleblowers who come out like Eric Snowden and folks like him and say, well, this is true. The government's tracking you. They're tracing you. They've bought up Google. They bought up Facebook. They're profiling your children. They're chasing you everywhere you go. They're surveilling you. They're profiling your face. All of our televisions are watching us. All of our computers are watching us. All of our smartphones are watching us and listening to us. Hey, it's all true. It's all true. Our smart meters can tell if roommates are moving in or if you're growing marijuana. It's all true. ELFs, electromagnetic frequencies. We're talking about, solar flares. Dangerous as hell. Haven't had one in a while that knocked out anything. The ELF waves are high enough to blow your brain out and give you cancer. The cell phones are giving people cancer. That's been proven. People still have those damn things up to their ear, just talking away every single day, all day long. Now we got kids, 10, 11 years old with a cell phone, running around talking to their friends on the cell phone, getting brain tumors. And do we give a shit? No, we don't give a shit. We evidently don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Then there's that old guy that says, oh, they putting lithium in the water. They're putting lithium in the water and poison in the sky. Well, guess what? It's all true. Fluoride. You Floridians out there ought to know. You gumbo heads out there ought to know. You zombies out there ought to know. They're poisoning the damn water. It's poison. The food is poison. The pizza's poison. The okra's poison. Everything's poison. You're standing on poison land. You're breathing poison air and you're drinking poison water. Something is wrong here, folks. Well, maybe not. Maybe this is just evolution in this quantum world. If in fact we are in a quantum world, we used to think atoms were something that we could observe. We used to think atoms were something simple and stationary. Well, now we know that they're dependent upon all the other atoms. You lose one, you lose everything. We know that particles are dancing in this quantum universe, but dancing where? Dancing for what? What is the source of this magic, if you will? What is the source of this magic? Is it this pre-singularity entity? Is it this pre-singularity source that we call God? Polytheism is old as the hills. Monotheism is just brand spanking new, along with Mr. Jesus Christ. Brand spanking new, folks. Brand spanking new. Read your Bible. Yah, Yahweh, Yeshua, Joshua, Yeshua, Elohim. Brand new, folks. Brand new. Everybody's got a different take on this stuff. Every person in the world has got a different take on this stuff, including the cultures and the creeds and the traditions that we need to be respecting. We need to be respecting each other at the basic level. I'm not talking about respecting ISIS for cutting a poor, disillusioned man's head off. I'm talking about respecting the Muslims, respecting the Buddhists, respecting the Hindus, respecting the pantheist and the atheist and the humanist and all the other isms and ist. We need some respect. You Christians need to stop running around hitting everybody in the head with this crazy Bible that you're, carrying around with you that's been translated a zillion times and interfered with a zillion times and been put in there and made into a salad. And whatever came out was what was good for the male establishment at the time. You need to stop running around saying, oh, Yahshua this and Yahshua that and Elohim this and Elohim that when you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And Muslims, the jihadists need to chill out. The jihadists need to chill out. But you know what? That's their belief. That's their experience. That's who they are. And here we are back to this right and wrong thing. Here we are back to what is right and what is wrong. What can I tell little Susie? Is this little Susie is right and this little Susie is wrong? I don't know. What is right? What is wrong? It's what you believe. It's what you think. It's what you have come to know and realize through your training and your education and your indoctrination and your programming that you've had since birth, okay? You have been programmed and indoctrinated since you dropped onto the table and started sucking your mama's titty, okay? If in fact you did start sucking your mama's titty, or you started drinking GMO milk or whatever the hell it was you were sticking in your mouth, poison Gerber, baby stuff, I don't know. But you were starting to be embalmed, if you will. You were starting to be programmed and indoctrinated into this enslavement camp we call this republic, this United States of America, folks. And all of you constitutionalists out there need to realize that you're a free and natural person. None of these laws apply to you, okay? None of this bullshit that we have made up applies to you, although we do have to get along in society. We do have to get along with the collective somehow, or we move up on the mountain and get a bunch of guns and have the ATF raid us and kill us and our children like they did David Koresh out there at Waco. I was there. I know what the hell's going on. I was out there covering that story. And we're back to subjectivity. We're back to your experience. We're back to your own individual thoughts. And we're back to who are you alone? Who are you? What are you responsible for? You're responsible for you. Okay? You're responsible for you. And if I don't like you and I don't like what you stand for and I don't like what you think and you come crossing over into my property, then I'll just kill you. Okay? I'll just kill you. Bang, bang, you're dead. Okay? Now, that's the anarchist way, probably, is just to kill everybody. If you don't agree with them, just kill them. If they mess up, just kill them. And all these patriots and all these sovereigns and all these so-called freemen people that are going around killing cops and prosecutors and judges, I don't think that's right at all. And I think those people ought to have their scrotum cut off. Okay, they're ruining it for us folks who just want to live off the land and live off the grid and be natural, homespun, kind of down home folk and eat some collard greens and kill a few chickens out in the yard and raise our own goats and stuff. They're killing it for us. These freemen and these so-called neo-Nazi skinheads and all this other crap that's going on, they're making it bad for everybody. The feds are after them. All of law enforcement has been alerted to these freemen and these so-called patriots that are very, very overzealous. They're constitutionalist, maybe, whatever. They need to be in jail. They need to be, no, they just need to be shot. I say if you shoot a cop, then you need to be shot. If you mess around with these folks, then you need to be shot. There's other ways to do this, folks. There's other ways to do this. Oh, you say, Kyler, you were talking about a revolution a while ago. Yeah, I'm talking about a revolution. That's different than what I'm talking about with these freemen and these patriots. A revolution of the people against the oppressors, okay? A revolution of 1,000,000, 5,000,000, 10,000,000, 15,000,000 people all on the same page that are fed up with rule of law, fed up with crooked government, fed up with chemtrails and Monsanto and GMOs and all this other stuff, okay? Completely fed up with it. 10 million people just stop paying taxes, stop going to the store, stop buying from car lots, stop spending any money, start growing your own food, start handling your own cows, get your own milk, build your own communities. Oh, yeah, I know. Impossible. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. I would be the first one to step on the bandwagon if somebody said, come on, let's do this thing. Started out with 100 people, went to 500, went to 1,000, 1,500, 2,500. I'd be the first one to get in line and say, let's do this thing. Let's pool our money together. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Using fiat currency. What are we going to do? Steal the land? What are we going to do? Kill somebody for the land? What are we going to do? Are we going to argue over who paid more for the land? Come on, y'all, give me some ideas. We're living in a very dangerous time right now, folks. We are living in one hell of a dangerous damn time. And I know that we've lived in dangerous times before for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. But I'm here. I'm now, tonight. Okay? 10/22/2014, 8:55 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. Mr. Kiler Davenport, somewhere here in the Northwest, is telling you, I'm here. And I'm telling you that we are up a shit creek without a paddle. We are up a shit creek without a paddle. I see that we are going to probably have a complete economic failure completely across the United States by October the 15th or 16th of 2015. And we have already failed, by the way. We have already failed. We have beyond failed. All of this that you're looking at is an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's a trick of your senses. It's delusional is what it is. You're delusional. People are getting ready for Halloween. What a bunch of idiots. People are getting ready for Christmas. What the hell is Christmas? You idiots. You stupid idiots. Your ship is sinking. Your ship is sinking, and there's no lifeboats for the children. There are no lifeboats, zero lifeboats for the children, and you're partying? You're preparing for Christmas? You're preparing to run those credit cards up a little bit more? And there are millions and millions of people suffering beyond all comprehension in the Middle East. And you're getting ready to party? I asked somebody the other day, would you masturbate at somebody's mother's funeral? Would you just stand up and masturbate in front of the casket? Well, that's the way I feel about people that are posting stupid shit on Facebook. Our country is gone. It is gone. I don't care if you hang up on me. I don't care if you defriend me. I don't give a damn. This country is gone. The zombies are everywhere. The Floridians, I call them. The Floridians are everywhere, man. They're on every corner. Huh? Huh? What'd you say? That's what they're like. What'd you say? Say what? Chemtrail who? Harpa DARPA what? Vatican? Oh, you mean them Catholics? Man, I tell you what. Doesn't make any sense at all to me, and I know it can't make any sense to you if you've got any intelligence at all. If you've got any intelligence at all, you're looking at this thing and you're just completely blown away. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be leaving Blog Talk Radio here in about 2 more minutes, but I am going to remain on air on Google Plus. If y'all want to come over there and listen to me and see this ugly mug, you can come over to Google Plus. My producer is going to put the link in Blog Talk Radio chat. I only let a couple of people in chat tonight. Most of you are silent out there on the other side of the wall, as I say. I only opened chat up for 1 person or 2 people. I'm not sure. I told my producer earlier. But I'm leaving Blog Talk Radio here. Not all the time. We'll be back to Blog Talk Radio, but I'm leaving. I've done my 30 minutes here almost, and I want to say goodbye to my Blog Talk Radio audience. And you can listen to me here in a little while if you're not able to get over to Google Plus. You can listen to the full broadcast. I'll be off the air at 9:30. You can listen to the full broadcast on any one of my pages over there when we're finished up tonight in post production. So I want to thank my Blog Talk Radio audience, and I want to apologize, you all, for not letting you know exactly how to get over to Google Plus earlier. We had some problems. The producers asked me if I wanted to simulcast, and I said, yes, let's try this new equipment out. And so here we are doing this thing. We do have a chat room over here. I may open it. I may not open it at Google Plus. All of our hits come in post production anyway. We don't get a lot of live listeners. Maybe I don't know how many live listeners we have. I can't count them. The just but we get thousands of listens in post production, and that's really all that keeps me coming back to these platforms. Obviously, if I was talking to two or three people, I wouldn't want to be on here really. But even to save one person or help one person prepare for what's coming, we're going to talk about that right now. As a matter of fact, we're leaving Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye, Blog Talk Radio. We are now just live on Google Plus, which is kind of cool. I'm trying to swim my way through this. Let me end my Skype. What do I do here? End my Skype on this one or what? End my Skype. Just hang up on Skype. How will I be on Google? I'll be live on my video. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, interesting. I just heard myself hang up and I just went blank over here on Google. So what's going on with this? I hung up the whole thing. I was simulcasting. Well, where am I? My producer's going to have to tell me how to do this because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I was on the wrong deal. Pretty cool. Thanks, producer. Um, so anyway, what do you do? Nobody knows what to do. I love to talk to people that say, "Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do." We've got all these variables. We've got all of these things going on around the world, and it's so shocking and so um, just incomprehensible, you know, to the human mind. What's going on is just where our mind is just not able to grasp all this stuff. And so I would say I love to meet people like that who know how difficult things are and who realize how complex things are and who realize just how complex this humanity, this consciousness is, and the human machine is, and to understand how large this earth is and how heavily populated it is and how our technologies have affected all of us in both positive and negative ways. And I do know that there are a lot of people out there, and I want to thank those people tonight who are out there breaking their ass on the front line in all of these different areas, including Ebola or whatever the hell it is. Um, I want to thank those volunteers who go out there and put themselves on the line and put themselves in harm's way and dodge the bullets. I want to thank those who are sincere in their efforts. It doesn't matter if they're working for someone that is crooked or perverted or weird or wants to take over the world and kill 9/10 of the world. It doesn't matter who they're working for. If they think in their heart that they're doing something good and something right, and they're on the ground working with sick folks and folks that are suffering and in pain and diseased, then they're wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay. It's just like if an old woman gives to a crooked preacher, I say good for her, good on her. If she believes in her heart that she's doing good and helping someone, then she'll be blessed. Okay. Doesn't matter about this crooked preacher. Okay. He's taking in billions and billions of dollars. Well, he'll have to be the one to work all that out. Okay. I'm not even going to use the word karma or reincarnation. I'm just going to say he is going to have to be, or she will have to be the one to work out their life. Okay. Taking money from old people is about the lowest crime that I can think of on the planet. And there's a lot of that going on in the world today. Staggering amount of fraud going on against our senior citizens. And we're going to do a show on that pretty soon about senior abuse in these nursing homes and assisted living facilities all over the United States. And we're going to be speaking up for the caregivers, and we're going to be helping those families who take care of their loved ones at home. And we're going to be giving out a lot of information that will help those who are trying to get through this long-term care maze that many people get caught up in. I should call it a web that so many people get caught up in, and they're not able to navigate their way through these rough waters. So, I want to let you all know that we are with you. We are here for you. We get a lot of requests for people wanting help. We get a ton of requests for this, that, and the other, and we are short staffed, and we're just not able to get back to everyone. Matter of fact, I'm going to take some time tomorrow, Heather and I, and catch up on some requests and some questions that have come in on all of our pages that we haven't been keeping up with. I want to apologize for that right now, but it's been tough. Wham, wham, wham. It has been really tough. Heather has a life, I have a life, and we are both sick, and we do the best that we can to keep this show running and to keep this what we call a station up, because we do have so many platforms and so many different things going on. We do have a station, not like you're used to, but we do have a station, and we do everything in our power to keep life into that station and breathe life into that station and make it a reality and keep it going, keep it up to date. Um, what can you do? Back to protecting yourself, back to making yourself better. You have to be healthy in order to help someone else. You have to be clear minded in order to really get out there and work with other people. And you also have to shoot straight. You know what I mean? You can't you can't go out there with any kind of expectations when you're helping others. I've learned that the hard way over the years, not to go out expecting something to come back to me. That's not going to do it. That's not even in the equation. I don't loan people money anymore. Well, I don't have any damn money anymore, but I don't loan people money. I give people money. If I got money, you need $1, you can have that dollar. Okay. I love you, brother, sister. I don't say, well, I'll give you $5, and on Wednesday you can give me back 6, or none of that stuff. None of that stuff. It doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. It's BS to the core. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, some of the talk show hosts that I listen to, sometimes they just become silent. It's like a moment of silence on the air for everyone who's just completely overwhelmed with this existence today, this consciousness, this insanity that we call humanity, the insanity of humanity. And it's getting worse by the second, not by the day, the year, the month, the week, the second, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting worse by the nanosecond. We're discovering all these new things in quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and we're discovering all of this new technology and computer science. And, we've got things today that would just blow my daddy's mind. If he could come back out of the grave and take a look today, he'd be so amazed. I can't even imagine. The Google Glasses thing. Don't even want to get into that tonight. That's just too creepy, man. Too creepy. I mean, pretty soon the doctor will be able to walk in with a pair of Google Glasses on. I can see it right now and see your whole life history right there. Your x-rays, blood work, psychiatric history, background, emergency room background. Everything will be right there in his head, man. He won't have to step out of the room for nothing. And all the stuff that you tell him will go into those glasses and into that computer and that supercomputer. And it's just, it boggles my mind what's coming. And the fingerprinting thing, the biometric thing is where you're going to put your fingerprint on. They can get your breath. They can feel your breath. They can get your DNA from your breath. The eye scanners, the facial scanners, the palm scanners, palm readers, the thumb prints. It's all coming, just get rid of this fiat currency, and let's go to some other crazy kind of medium of exchange that we're going to run the country on down into the shithole. I mean, why have fiat currency when it's not worth anything? Might as well have a thumbprint. Who cares? What is this thumbprint thing? Is okay? So you'll have fiat currency, and they'll take that away and make it digital currency or Bitcoin or whatever, and you'll spend yourself down, or what's going to happen? Any of you have some suggestions on that? Let me know. Excuse me. because I find all of this very intriguing. What's coming around the corner, man, and we're talking just around the corner. You know, all of this stuff is hitting us like boom at one time. It's not like it used to whenever things were like took 5 years to kind of figure things out. No, now it's 5 minutes. Boom, bang, bam. We got all this stuff going on. You can't even keep up anymore. You can't even keep up. I talked to a couple of journalists who've been in one in the Middle East, and I can't even keep up with who's fighting who, where, what, when, or how. And heard another journalist talking about the economy. Said the stock market. Nobody understands the stock market anymore, except the inside of the insiders. Nobody understands how the hell the stock market works anymore. Nobody. Nobody. It runs on a supercomputer. The whole thing's run with supercomputers. Nobody understands how it works. So I wouldn't get involved in something if I didn't know how it worked. I'm not going to go out and climb into some big piece of heavy equipment and start fiddling around with the machinery if I don't know how to drive the dadgum thing. Why would I want to get into the stock market whenever the guys who are in there, most of them don't even know how it works? They're just out there taking your money. That's all they're doing. They're taking your money and making all these big broker fees. It's a game of chance. It's a game of chance. It's gambling. That's all it is, unless you have the inside straight. But wow, I was going to talk about so many things tonight, and there's just too many things going on. Back to the Ebola thing. People are asking me, well, do you think this is real, Kyler? Do you think this is, the real deal? Is there such thing as Ebola? I don't know. I can tell you right now, I do not know. I do know that there are literally um, there's a lot of strains of some very dangerous things out there that can come and get us. The flu being just one of them, and we're talking about over 100 strains of this Frankenstein flu. Okay, we're talking about stuff that the CDC doesn't even know about yet. Okay, we're talking about some stuff raising their ugly heads up that we don't even know what to look for. We don't even know what's coming, baby. But we do know that these mutations are getting bigger and bigger and badder and more dangerous, and they're airborne. We do know that it's a nasty world out there. Now, what do you do? Run and hide? Do you paranoid and hide under the house? Do you crawl under your bed? No, you can't live in a bubble. You just got to get out there and face it, and try to protect yourself and your kids as best you can. You can't stay in the house all the time, although you might have to quarantine if the neighborhoods get bad and this thing breaks out. You might have to quarantine yourself and not let anybody in. That goes for relatives. If they come in, they have to stay for, uh, I think it's 35 days, maybe longer than that they have to stay inside your house, or you have to shoot them. If you have people coming in that are not infected coming into your yard, you might have to shoot them. You got to look. You got to think about all this stuff. This is not a game, okay? It's not some stupid game we're playing here. This is serious damn business. We've got a very, very powerful government, very powerful homeland security. Okay, we've got some big boys and girls out there with some big, nasty weapons, and they're going to use them at some point in time. And some of you will end up in the sights of those weapons. Okay, some of you will end up in the sights of those weapons. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. Some of you have already been in the sights of those weapons. Many, many millions of people have already been in the sights of those weapons, and many hundreds of thousands are dying tonight as I'm on air here. It's a sad situation. They're dying because of your tax dollar, being funded by your tax dollar, being funded with your purchases. Yeah. You're an accessory. I'm an accessory. We're all an accessory to murder. We are all accessories to murder. We are all accessories to mayhem and chaos. We are all accessories to the shedding of innocent blood around the world. How does that make you feel? How can you deny that? How can you crawl out of that one, so to speak? Can you? Will you? Back to compartmentalization. We're so compartmentalized that those of us who are not suffering really can't feel those that are suffering. Those of us that are not in bad pain can't really sympathize with those who are, unless we have been there and done that, which I have. I've been in very dangerous situations, so I can sympathize with those who are going through that. I've been in pain. I've been in deep, deathly pain, so I can sympathize with those who are having it. But unless you've been through those kinds of pains, and unless you've gone through that type of suffering, and unless you've lived and worked in that kind of environment, it's very difficult for you to have any sympathy or compassion at any great depth for anyone else. You might say, oh, yeah, I feel sorry for those people. Oh, man, that's terrible. That's pitiful. That's horrible. But you're really not going to get it down deep inside. You're really not going to connect with those people, you know, and you're not going to be willing to give your life for those people, you know, and that's another issue altogether. But truthfully, you're not willing to give your life. Somebody mentioned earlier, and I think they were on Blog Talk Radio with me listening. We need to put ourselves kind of on the back seat, and our own kids, our own families, and kind of let that go, and just start reaching out to strangers, start reaching out to the community. We tend to hide inside this little family fanatical unit, and we don't get anything done. We just keep producing kids. We grow the little family unit, but we don't do anything outside of that comfort zone. And that is one of the big problems that we're having here in the U.S. today, is that we hide inside that little comfort zone. We don't get outside it. It's really difficult to get out and reach out to strange people, strangers, and they are strange people. There's a lot of strange people out there, but it's really, really difficult to get out, reach out to strangers, and help them when they need help. And it's also difficult to discern who's going to kill you and who's not going to kill you, who's going to rob you and who's not going to rob you, who's going to defraud you and who's not going to defraud you. You know what I mean? It's kind of difficult, You have to kind of be in the business for a while. And even us who have been down that road and been very, very experienced in working with those types of people who are very violent and very nasty and very psychopathic in some cases, we even get taken. We even get lied to, you know. So, yeah, I'm not real happy with this simulcast business. Not happy at all. I think I like Google Plus to the point where I think I'll just do Google Plus from now on. I didn't like leaving my Blog Talk audience hanging. Didn't like it at all. And I'm going to tell my producers tonight, I don't really want to do this anymore. I just love Google Plus, and if I can get Google Plus out there and we can make a name for ourselves, I think that we're just going to do that. I would test some of the applause and stuff, but I don't even see the button. Don't know where they are. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Let's see if this is kind of crazy. Let's just kind of see what happens here. I could capture a picture of me, but I'm kind of ugly right now. Let me kind of set up here. No, I'm not even going to capture that picture. That's not going to work at all. Showcase, blah, blah, blah. Screen share. No, not really. Chat. La, 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 la. Let me see if I can say hello to somebody here. That's kind of cool. Well, that's cool. Blah, blah, blah. There was some. Oh, we got a few minutes left here. Play around for a minute. Control room. Ooh, now this is pretty cool here. What's going on here? Let's see if I can mute myself. Okay, I can mute myself. I can hang up. Now let's see. What is this control room business? Now this is cool. Let's look at this. Introducing control room. Dial guest up, down or off. Eject any bad actors. Yeah, we'll do that next time. I'll hit OK. Maybe I won't go off the air. We will see. It's cool. Oh yes, we got it right here. Real control room. Unbelievably cool. I can turn up adjusted your audio level. Whoa, that's cool. That is pretty cool. Um, I'm looking here to see what kind of stuff we got. Add apps. No recent apps, and I don't see any applause. I was going to try that, but it doesn't work. So that is pretty neat. I really don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm learning, folks. I'm learning as I go here, and I think I like this. I really do like this platform, Google Plus platform. It's pretty cool, and I think we can build it up. There's 300 what 350, 60, 70 million people here in the United States, and what the hell are y'all doing out there? I mean, you would think we could all come together here and do a little something together with the radio station, reach out and touch some folks and kind of have a little collective, kind of get on the same page. Email me if you'd like. My producer will have to tell me. It's still D. Kiler. Yeah, it's dkyler2010 at gmail.com. You can email me if you want, and we'll talk. If y'all have any ideas for a show, uh, let me know how you feel about the government and this Ebola thing, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I just love coming on the air and having kind of an open mic night. I'd love to get this thing worked out, and I talked to my producer earlier about getting y'all in here where you can come on with me and talk. That's going to be really cool. I can't wait for that to happen. I mean, that's going to be the coolest thing in the world where we can kind of come on and I can ditch people if I want to get rid of them. I've got a little get rid of button here. So bad actors, they call them bad actors. So yeah, it's cool. There's room for opinions. We've all got opinions. That's all we have is opinions and experience. And some of us have wisdom from the ages of the ages. Some of us have deep wisdom, and we have been out in the world and we've seen so many things. Me as a former emergency medical technician, paramedic, former forensic science guy working with forensic science and um, lecturing, speaking, teaching, writing, musician, reporter, undercover operative, worked for the governor, worked for the one of the largest news organizations in the world, undercover. So I've done that, been there, got some wisdom. Tap me, tap into that wisdom. That's what really we should be doing. Y'all should be tapping into my wisdom before I die. That's really what it should be all about, is tapping into my wisdom, because I won't be here forever. I'll be I'll be checking out of here pretty soon, actually. I'm getting older. Our bodies start falling apart, and everybody has to die. Everything has to die and be recycled again somehow, somewhere, some way. We really don't know what's going to happen with all that, but we do know that we're going to die. And most of us should know that we better try to find some goodness, while we're here. We better find some goodness. We better try to get out there and create some goodness and try to help some folks and try to lift some folks up as best we possibly can. And I was talking about people that I like to be around earlier, and the people I like to be around have a broad sense of everything. They kind of have a broad sense of intelligence, a little bit of everything they've done, they've heard, they've seen, they've experienced, and um, that really turns me on. I can tell when someone is highly seasoned when I talk to them. I can tell by their demeanor. I can tell by the way they carry themselves. I can tell by the way they talk. Sometimes it takes a little time to get to know people, but in most cases, I can tell when you're well seasoned by the way you carry yourself, the things that you say, and the way that you say it. Um, there's a lot of immature folks out there, and I mean a lot of immature folks out there who just don't get it. You know, they're one brick short of a full load, one French fry short of a Happy Meal. They rode into town on a load of peanuts or something. They just don't get it. Their parents don't get it. The grandparents don't even get it. I mean, it's just, we live in a very, very complex society, a very complex matrix, if you will. And many folks out there are just stuck on dumb, and they're not going to be able to change that channel. And that's a terrible thing. Um, our education system is stuck on stupid, and I don't think it's going to change very much either. There's some schools better than others. I advocate for homeschooling on this show. I advocate for living off the grid. I advocate for learning to do things yourself instead of hiring it done unless you absolutely have to, or bartering with someone else who has the skills and you can trade off like that. But there are more people getting off the grid. There are more people understanding just how serious things are. And there are those who realize that we have gone way past the point of no return. So, um, with that being said, I want to thank all of you for tuning in to Google Plus. I want to thank all of you who will hear this broadcast thousands of years from now. I want to say hello. We had beards back when 2014. We had beards. We had weird looking haircuts, and we had old clothes from the Salvation Army and the Goodwill, and we had all these weird electronics that we had to wear around our heads and stupid microphones, and we put caps and stuff on. It's just crazy, man. We had hands. I don't know if y'all have hands in 2045. You may just be some bleep on a digital radar screen somewhere. You may be listening to me in virtual reality. You may be able to even resurrect me here, by 2045. And we may all go out and play a round of golf together. I don't know. I don't even like golf, but who knows where the hell we're going to be in 2045. I wrote some stuff about 2045. You can find it on my page somewhere out there. But I want to thank all of our folks who have stuck with us over the years with this crazy thing called internet radio. It's a hoot. You get hooked on it, and it kind of grows on you after a while. My producer keeps telling me not to quit. I keep threatening to quit, and here I am back again, like a addict, like a heroin addict. We're gonna go to the store. I know that. We're gonna leave this mountain here in a minute. We're gonna go to the store, and just to say we did. It's been raining like hell today, and I want to say hi to my soulmate and my buddy, my friend, my best friend, Heather, Miss Heather Pound. I don't know what I would do with her. With her, I don't know what I would do without her. Um, Keep her in your prayers and your thoughts. She's going through a lot right now, and let's just say keep her close to your heart and think about her. She's a hell of a woman, and she's doing a hell of a job. And that's all I can say about that right now. But y'all keep her in your thoughts. And I've enjoyed Google Hangouts, and I'm going to leave you all now with a thought. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desired, enthusiastically act upon, will come to pass. May the light be with you all. I'll see you next time here on Google Plus. Take care. Bye bye.